All right, we're recording. Darius, my man, thank you for joining me. So,
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, Darius just closed on a deal. It was an epic one. But before we dive into that, Darius, I'd love to hear about where your business was at prior to joining Axiom.
Yeah. So prior to joining, I had kind of hit this plateau. I'd done a few deals, and I'd gone on this family vacation. Kind of took a break from doing the work,
Yep.
and came back. Dove back into doing the work, but I'd hit this plateau where I just wasn't sure if I was doing things right. So I wasn't tracking my numbers. I wasn't doing in any one marketing piece consistently. So it was just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and seeing what would work type of deal.
Right. Throwing the spaghetti on the wall, seeing which ones are going to stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you had done a few deals.
Yep.
Right. But
Yep.
it wasn't anything like super consistent, if I remember correctly. It was just kind of almost like whimsical.
Right. Yeah. Nothing consistent. It was when they came. It was,
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah.
And then you went through Axiom.
Yep.
And that, probably safe to say, like, that changed how you did business. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, for sure. So the lead that I actually closed on, it was I actually called them the first time back in October of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they had told me they were interested, and then they ghosted me. I didn't hear from them for a while, but I kept following up with them. And so finally in March, they got back to me. And so the way I would have typically done this deal is I would have went in and I would have locked it up under contract with the first number that the seller negotiated back to me, which was $80,000. I had thrown out 65,000, and he came back with at 80,000. Prior to Axiom, I would have said, "Let's do it," signed the paperwork right there. And but instead, I said, "You know what? Let me just run my numbers, make sure I've got it down." And so from there, I immediately went and started contacting buyers. And I took one through. She was not really interested. Then I took another guy through. He was actually a contractor, and he had a friend who was looking for a place to live. And so I took them through, and I then got kind of an idea from them where they were going to be at. And then I went back and negotiated with the seller and signed the contract. Just it's
Right.
a completely different way of doing it. And to be honest, Luke, it was absolutely the easiest deal I've ever done. That's really the key part right there.
Yeah.
Because a previous deal I had done where I signed the contract with the seller, I had it locked up for 3 months, which he wasn't really happy about to begin with. And then once I actually found a buyer, like 2.5 months in, he kind of ghosted me. And so this was by far the easiest way to do it.
So once you got this one under contract, like, how long from the time it went under contract to the time it closed?
Oh my gosh, it was a week. It took about a week, just because the title company had to do their work. So
sure. Right.
That was it. I mean, once I got an agreed to number with the seller, the buyer, they were already on board, and we were good to go.
So went from 3-month deals that may or may not have closed to done in a week. And man, title, what's taking so long?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking, man, am I going to need a new title company or what?
Right. Yeah, geez, man, this is taking 7 days. Holy cow. I don't know. That's awesome, man. Now, as far as like the amount that you made on this, it was, I think it was the biggest amount that you've ever made on a deal, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's the biggest. It's the most money I've. It's the most, the largest check I've ever received in my life. And it's the most money I've ever made in a single month period. So, it's amazing.
Right, which is amazing. And it was, there was probably too long of a story for this, but there was like at 11 grand or something like that, and then you ended up walking away with less than that because of like closing stuff, but at the same time, it was still like north of like 9 grand, 8 or 9 grand, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I ended up walking away with $9,875.
Amazing.
Yeah, great. It's a great deal, and I've taken the whole 11,000 if I would have just kept my mouth shut.
So basically, you reverted to your old ways a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's a little boneheaded play there. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, or snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yep.
And yeah, so, but I could have definitely walked away with the whole thing, but I just went back to like, man, do I really deserve this?
Sure.
But it,
well,
you know how that goes.
Sense. Yeah. Well, especially like you said, like with it being like the most you'd ever made, and like doing it in a new way. It's like, oh my gosh, am I worthy? Like, do I deserve this? Like, like I closed this in like a week. Like this happened so fast. Like, I mean, I get that for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
and again, it was
like a level of uncertainty, and like it's just really all it was is just the cost of learning the lesson.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I mean, this was by far the easiest I had done. There was hardly any negotiation with the seller because they were just ready. It was a problem property for them, and they were ready to be done. Yeah. And then the buyers, they fell in love with it the first time they walked through. So it just worked out.
You like set the right precedents. Like you went in and you're like, hey, like I'm not gonna just like say yes to the first number you say. Like I'm gonna go back and do my due diligence and like check with my partners, and then hey, this is the number we're at, and this is why we're at this number, and if you can take it, then let's do this deal. And they're like, okay.
Yep, exactly.
It's exciting. Congratulations, brother. That is so exciting.
Thank you.
Very excited to see the next one.
Yeah, me too. I've got actually a couple that I'm working on, so hopefully we'll close 2 more this month.
Yes, and that's called momentum.
Yeah,
there. Boom.
For sure.
Momentum. Keep at it, man. So we'll do another one of these. We'll have to do another one of these like after you've closed a few. Like so now I've made like $7.3 million in assignment fees. Like, I'll be like, Darius, it's August. Like,
yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the goal for sure.
Well, I appreciate you hopping on and just saying a couple quick words on that. And I think it's really beneficial for a lot of other people. So
yeah, I hope so for sure. I mean, this has been honestly the best investment I've made in my education. So you guys are doing a great job, and I really appreciate it.
Well, it's saying a lot coming from you because like I know like for you to say that has been the best thing from your education. Like I know your kind of your educational background, and like you've done a lot. Like you're a pretty educated dude, so like that means a lot coming from you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, well, cool, man. We will talk soon, and appreciate your time.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.